We have a saying in our business, the lifeblood of our business is new people. And therefore, we need to be able to start new people very well in the business. So, what are the important things? Let's get back to the basic things that we know about our business. Just one moment. Let me prepare the slide properly. All right. What is really our business? What is the bottom line, what is the thing that we do to grow our business? The essence of it is this: to build a large group of people who do a little things every single day. That is, people who use products, people who recommend the products to their friends and relatives. We know that Neolife has got the best supplements in the world. I attended this convention last year in Pretoria, and this year the Rise Up meetings in Johannesburg, and we had the head of the scientific advisory board. And from the information she gave us, I'm convinced even more that we've got the best products in the world. So what is our goal? Our goal is to move the users. 2 people every month. The next month, this month is March, you introduce 2, next month you introduce 2 more, and then the next month 2 more, and each person in your group introduces 2. At the end of the 4th month, you'll have 16 people. If you introduce 3 people, and those 3 introduce 3, those 3 introduce 3, have 81. But if you introduce 5, after 4 months, the figure is 625 people. In fact, the figure is 780, not even 625. So you can grow your business very rapid, but requires to build momentum. So let's get to the important things about building somebody new or helping somebody new start the business in the correct footing. First thing, one of the things that will really create a long-term business is paying attention to culture. What is culture? Culture is a way of thinking, a way of acting, a way of being in society, in a group of people, in a family. Now we are talking about the culture in Neolife. What are the basic things we need to do in our business to have a good culture that the business grows year in, year out? First, let me start with the corporate culture. Corporate culture simply means the way we want to conduct ourselves in public. The principles we want to use to conduct ourselves in public. First, absolute honesty and integrity. Very important. We mention this in all our presentations. 2, people are number 1. The most important resource we have in our business is people. 3, products that work. The company puts a lot of money in scientific research to make sure we've got the best products. 4, you need to have a long-range view. And 5, equal opportunity for everybody. These are the 5 corporate principles of our business. But you see, for these corporate principles to be active in our business or to be working in our business, we need personal attributes to be able to have these things being implemented in our business. Personal attributes like unselfishness, being a steward and being thankful for what we have. Stewardship simply means you hold something of value in your hands. Remember, when you speak about our business to people, you are holding something very dear that you need to transfer to somebody new. And therefore, you need to understand that what you're doing is very, very important. Okay? So stewardship and gratitude. Gratitude is being thankful for what we have. Then humility. Humility is a very important thing about our business, because humility simply means we accept ourselves as we are and we accept others as they are. You're no better than somebody else and you're no worse than anybody else. And then a strong work ethic. This is what causes business growth. Having a positive mindset and having a work-life balance. Those are the personal attributes that we hope our new people in our business to know, that we expect them to build this characteristics in their lives. Now, when you're starting new people in the business, it's important to take them through some of the admin issues. For example, the business terms. What is PV? What is BV? What is SRP? What is DP, distributed price? How do you order products? What are the delivery terms? Which are the delivery centers? Which company or which courier company the company uses to deliver products to our customers and our distributors? You need to teach them how to fill the application forms, how to fill in the order forms. You need to tell them month ends. When is the month end? For example, the month end for March is the 1st of April. These things your new distributors need to know. Then they need to know which steps you make in the business. When you start as a distributor. You reach 100 PV, you're a qualified distributor. Then a manager, 500 PV, senior manager, 1,000 PV, executive manager, 2,000, director, 4,000 and above, emerald when you maintain directorship for 3 months, then world team, then president's team. New people need to know all these business terms. What I recommend is that ordering products, filling in application form. This thing you need to show a distributor how to do it. Once he's done it once or twice, don't do it for them anymore. I remember when we were starting the business, Hunter used to tell us, don't do for your downlines or don't do for your success lines what they can do for themselves. The more you throw them to the deep end, the higher the chances of success in the business. So teach them the administrative issues about the business. Which areas the company does business, which are the African countries, which are the countries in Europe, in America, where does Neolife do business? It's very important because some people are very ambitious. They want to build the business in different countries. Now, when you've done the admin issues, then go to the basics of what the business is. 3 things that are important for success in our business. 1, you need to have a burning desire. That means you need to have something in your heart, in your soul, that drives you to wake up and talk to somebody else about the business. Will everybody say yes? No. Will some people say they're not interested? Many. But that's not the issue. The issue is you're looking for people who are looking. You're looking for people who want to make a difference in their own lives, either through using fantastic products or building a business that can outlive them. Okay, so you need to have a burning desire. 2, you need to be coachable. One of the things that is very challenging in this business is when people join and they want to follow a different path from what they're being taught. The key to success in our business is this: just follow the guidelines of your team leader. Ask them what you need to do what they tell you to do, and keep repeating the process. The people who follow the guideline of their leaders are the ones who succeed faster or succeed in a higher level. So you need to be coachable. And it's a very simple idea. Most people join the business with no idea of how the business is built. And there are some very, very small nuances in our business that you only pick up from practicing and following the guidelines of your leader. And then number 3 is with the willingness to work hard. Get involved in income producing activities. That is talking to people about our products and talking to people about our business. Those 3 things: have a burning desire, be coachable, willing to work hard to build your business. Now, the following steps are very simple. Think about it. Step number 1, what is your why? When somebody joins a business, find out what their dreams are. Not your dream, not the one you think they should have, but what is their dream? Why is this important? Because it's only their dream that will drive them to build a business. Or what are they desperate to avoid? In this business, you can be inspired, or you can grow through desperation or inspiration, whichever it is. All right. So what is your why? What is your business? What is the drive that you have? 2, set goals. Goals are simply dreams with a deadline. For example, this note I made last year. If your deadline, what is the goal for achieving your goal for the 30th of December? Ask yourself, today is the 20th of March 2025. In fact, yesterday was a very important date for Betty and myself because we joined the business on the 19th of March, 1996. So for us, yesterday was a very special day for us. So today is 20th of March. What is your goal that you want to achieve in the business by the 30th of December 2025? What do you want to achieve? Then once you've set your goals, develop monthly, weekly, daily action plans. What do you want to do on a daily basis? How many people do you want to set a very simple goal? For example, to talk to 2 people every day, or talk to 5 people every day. Whatever it is, you need to have consistent activity to grow your business. At the end of the week, check how far you have, what you have done in terms of the plans that you have made. Step number 4, you need to build daily success habits. We are creatures of habit. You know, I was reading a book called The Force of Habit. There was a man who had dementia. He had lost the powers of his memory. He couldn't remember things very well. But he had if he gets lost, because of the habit of walking an exact number of steps, he would find his way back home. Why? Because we are creatures of habit. So remember, success is not an achievement. Success is a habit. So if you have success habits, the results will be automatic. So you need to do specific things every day to grow your business. Use your products, share the business with others, share the products, and get involved in personal development. Have routine things you do every day. The specific time you wake up, specific time you put aside for reading. If you're spiritual, a specific time for praying, specific time for exercises. In fact, exercise is very, very important for your life, for your brain, all those things. Exercise is very important. All right. Daily success habits. Use the products, share the business, 6 to 8 appointments. A friend of mine, in fact, this gentleman is really a fine gentleman, Fred Gichuki. Fred Gichuki sent me a video. The video is about 90 seconds long. And it was talking about an Indian chap who became a billionaire. I think he either worked with Google or Facebook or one of those companies. And he mentioned something that captures my attention. If you get somebody on Facebook or whatever platform, and that person gets 8 other people in 1 week, that person is likely to stay in Facebook. Then I thought about our business. If you recruit or sponsor somebody in this business, make doubly sure that the first week or the first month of them joining the business, they need to have 2, 3, or 4 new distributors in their team, and they need to sell a product or 2. The chances of them staying in the business increases to 70 to 80%. Why? Because believability is reinforced. So when people join the business, make sure you set for them 6 to 8 appointments with their prospects, show them how to build the business until they sponsor 1, 2, 3, or 4 people. Okay? How do you do that? Name list 200 or more. 2, show them how to invite by asking the right questions. 3, how to show the plan. You show them the plan first, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with them, and then maybe the 6th one you go with them, then they do the presentation while you watch. After they have shown the presentation, you make comments on how they did it. The idea is to hand over the reign of them showing the business to themselves. Then the follow-up, and then plan and monitor your activity. If you show your new people these basic things, you're putting them on the path to success. In fact, when I recall that when Betty and I started, we joined at the end of, on I think 19th of March. That March we did not sponsor anybody, but April we sponsored 2 to 3 people. They've got 200 names. They're on the path to growing their business. And then today also we want to go through some of the people skills that you need to develop. Last week we spoke about simple things like pay attention to remembering people's names. Make sure you talk about things that people actually like. Then they like themselves. Look for the good things in people. Today I want to talk about 3 things that help you deal with people so that you actually develop friendship with people. Step number 1, be a good listener. Encourage people to talk about themselves. Why is this important? This is important because the best subject anybody always gets involved in is themselves. And to help people talk about themselves, be a good listener. You see, there's a reason why God gave us 1 mouth, 2 ears, and 2 eyes. So the ratio of speaking and listening should be 4 to 1. You should spend more time listening than talking. In fact, I remember Betty once said that you learn absolutely nothing when you talk. But when you listen, you learn something. So be a good listener. It takes effort. It takes actually discipline. It's not easy to be a good listener because our temptation is always to try and interject, either to qualify what the person has said, or to rebut, or to argue, or to win the argument. Be a very good listener. Listening is a skill that you need to develop. Number 2, talk in terms of the other people's interest. I was reading in that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This gentleman went for a party and he met he's a lawyer, he met a young boy whose interest was boats. Suddenly, he started talking to this young man about boats. They had a discussion for about half an hour. When this lawyer left, the young man told his auntie that, look, auntie, that guy what does he do? He's a lawyer. He said, really? And he knows so much about boats. He said, no, he knows a little about boats. But the reason he was talking to you about boats, that's a very simple rule. It's very effective. People feel respected when you do that. Be very careful about correcting people in front of others. So make others important and notice the good that is in. Every single person has something good about them. Every single person. If you meet somebody at a restaurant, you meet somebody at, comment on something that you find good in them. But of course, do it with grace, do it with good manners, and when you're flattering people, they know. people will know immediately if your intention is to flatter them. But if you're genuinely complimenting somebody because of the thing you see in them, they will also know. So make it an art of recognizing the good that you find in people. That is important because people will always remember the good things you say about them. But they will feel resentful when you correct people, especially if you correct people in public, because nobody wants to be corrected in public. So think about these three things. Be a good listener, encourage other people to talk about themselves, talk in terms of what other people want, and make other people important. This is not just because you want something from somebody, because you're genuine. And you see, I was reading a book. I remember a book that our CEO, Kendra Brassfield, recommended in the 2019 convention when she came to Pretoria. And she said that the average person in the US has either none or one person they can actually speak about their problems to. Why? Because connection is much easier, but people actually don't become friends, and people cannot find somebody to confide in, because people are so the world now is more self-centered than it has ever been. So it is important for you to become a genuine friend to others, not because you want anything, because they're human beings. Creating friends is very, very important in our business. It's very important in a family. It's very important in a community or among colleagues. So friends, I want to thank all of you very much for spending this time with Betty and myself. I hope that what we've shared with you will help you grow your business, have better friends, and build a bigger business. Thank you, good night, and God bless.